Good afternoon, and welcome to this installment of Collective Konversations, our roundtable series where community voices, business insights, and real-world challenges meet. Each session features guest speakers who bring lived experiences, fresh ideas, and practical solutions to the table. Whether you're here to learn, connect, or spark change, we're glad you're with us. And please remember to like and follow us on social media. Today, our guest speaker, we have Mr. Curtis Yearego, founder of West Virginia Disabled Incorporated, an organization working to remove barriers, advocate for civil rights, and improve accessibility for individuals with physical disabilities across West Virginia. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing? How you guys doing?
So we're just going to start off today. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and the endeavors you're in?
I can, but before we go into that, would like to say one thing about the organization that we're at now. It's on Collective and Collective Konversations. I have the unique perspective, not only being a founder and executive director of a nonprofit, but also I was a client here. And from day one, I never got treated with anything but dignity and respect. Good people, check them out. Very good people. Now, that being said, and like you said, I'm Curtis Yearego, founder and executive director of West Virginia Disabled Incorporated. I named that originally because our mission is going to be to enable the disabled, but I'm actually thinking about changing that tagline a little bit to breaking every barrier. And that's going to be our hashtag sign. As he said, we're a civil rights disability organization. I intend to not only help people with home modifications, vehicle modifications, and several other Mountain State core programs. The first, which we have rolled out already, is Mountain State ANS, or Accessibility and Navigation Support Program. Not only are we going to do these kind of things, but we are going to fight for our civil rights. We have been misunderstood, forgotten, and left behind for far too long. As I said, our first program, Mountain State Accessibility and Navigation Support Program, or Miss ANS, as I like to call it, this is where we gather the data to do the things we're going to do from the public. For example, if you guys can scan this, this is our unique QR code. It has our logo on it and our colors. Scan it, it will take you to Google Forms. This form is a complaint form, a request for service form, and a general information inquiry form. We will receive this form, we'll review it, and respond as appropriate. One of the main things we're looking for are public accessibility barriers, such as this: handicap spot, sidewalk blocked by ice chest, no access. Either have to drive around, park someplace else, or roll around. Sorry, normal, quote unquote, normal, two-legged people, non-paralyzed people, non-spinal injury people, they don't have to do these things. Why should we? We launched on Wednesday at the press conference. It was amazing. We had a great response. Go ahead and check out WAY YouTube. It's on there. Thank you very much. And things kicked. And they kicked off. They kicked off. But God has our back. We are rooted in lived experience and grounded in real faith. Because of this, within hours of this press conference, we received notification of at least 2, possibly 3 emergency situations. One involving a ramp and a porch that was going to be condemned in the next few days if things were not fixed. They did not have the money to fix things. This is the ramp. This is a picture of part of the porch. I have other pictures. On the porch, there's a big hole, probably this big. This is an emergency situation. This moved faster than we expected. But as I said, it's nothing but a dream and a few esters. God made the impossible happen. Today, I can announce, that we have a contractor on board. We have prayerfully an architect scheduled meeting Wednesday. This lady's going to be helped in the biggest way possible. Because if this had been condemned, her steps in the front are entirely too steep for her to make it down. She would have been on lockdown in her house. No grocery store, no doctor's visits, no pharmacy visits, no nothing. Locked in her house until it was fixed. And they did not have the money at all So God said rise, God said go. We moved. I made a promise on Wednesday at the press conference. We intend to keep it up.
Mhm.
As I said, God's got our back.
Absolutely.
Any questions? Any
Absolutely.
other things you want to know?
Well,
We're moving fast, and I'm excited, and I'm excited to see where God's going to take us.
yeah, and I will say I'm very excited for what's to come. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, thank you.
It's a very great cause.
Thank you.
It has a great leader. So I
But it's
also
not-
say please support this
Like I said,
and its cause.
I'm not a leader. I'm standing with you. I'm not in front of you. I'm right behind you. I'm right beside you. Okay? My board, if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't be possible either. They've stood behind me. We've discussed, approved, voted what we need to do. So it's not just me. I want to make that clear. That's how I feel. 100% honesty, 100% transparency. That's what we're about. So
Absolutely.
I don't need to
No, I always open to the correction because it allows us
How
to
we
get a
feel.
better understanding of the organization itself.
So as the U.S. government should be, of the people, by the people, for the people. That's what it's about.
Wow. Yeah.
I understand you. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm an amputee in a wheelchair. I am working on getting a leg, but as of right now, I don't. Haven't had one for 2.5 years. I know exactly where you're coming from. I've been there. I've lived it. Been there. Got the T-shirt. Personally, didn't like the T-shirt. I'm going to exchange it. So
So just stepping back for a minute to like building up to this moment, right? What was it like coming up and growing up? Like, was the situation kind of always the same, or was there an event that affected you?
never, ever, ever noticed anything. I was a nurse for 20 years, and I knew handicapped people, but I never realized
Mhm.
the day-to-day struggles.
Yeah.
It's traumatic enough becoming that way. Imagine waking up. There's a story of a guy who got septic, went to the emergency room, woke up 120 days later, had no arms, no legs. Okay?
Yeah.
It happens. It happened to you, your grandma, your children,
Yeah.
in an instant. Disability is the only minority group that you can become part of in a second.
Yeah.
You're not born into it. Well, some people are. Let me rephrase that. But you can become part of that minority group in a second. I had a knee replacement. Got osteomyelitis, bone infection, couldn't clear it. Only option was amputation or wait until taking the chance that it goes septic and I end up like that guy or dead.
Yeah.
So
Pick your
that
battles.
was my wake up moment.
Yeah.
One. Step two was after that happened, traumatic enough, then realizing nobody really cares. The system doesn't care. If they did, this wouldn't be the issue.
Mhm.
Okay? I've contacted people a couple times, infer what you will from that, and we got no response. I had a conversation with a well-known local person. After that conversation, it cemented the idea. I had the idea before that, but after that conversation, I thought, okay, nobody's going to do it. Nobody else is going to do it. And as Elijah, here am I.
Mhm.
So I felt led to, I'm capable. You know that. I get up and down the steps. I can get in and out of my vehicle by myself. I can come up down hills by myself. I'm capable. But the 75-year-old grandmother is not. The woman in this situation is not. That's why we're doing it.
Feel that.
So,
On the side of so you were talking about your board, right? So the board, is it made up of community members, like all people in the area?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I feel that so much because we're kind of like an organization that's the same way.
Right.
We're also a nonprofit where, Mr. Burton is not here today,
Right.
but he's the leading head over it, but he has the board too. So, that always brings out like that diversity side of it.
He gave me a great piece of advice that so simple. Never thought of it. Dream big, plan careful.
Mm-hmm.
Took that to heart. And I'm sorry, what was the main thread of your question?
I mean, it was just overall like I was just the only question that was there was just with their community members.
Lived experience. We're 100% rooted in lived experience and grounded in real faith. We all believe that we were made for the sun.
Yeah.
We were placed here.
Like mine.
I used to preach at the community where we live on Sundays. And after this happened, as it went on, I got more and more depressed. I got more and more frustrated. I got more and more angry. And I came to a very dark place. And I could not figure out why God was crushing me. Why? I'm not doing what you want me to do. I'm telling people about it. Is that not what you're doing? I couldn't figure out why. Now I know. Because now I understand exactly where these people are coming from. Exactly how bad we're being treated. As I said in my press conference, a lot of people see these things as inconveniences.
Or
An inconvenience that happens day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade is no longer an inconvenience. It's a civil rights violation, period.
Yes.
Sorry. That's strong language at times, but that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when people understand this, I truly believe that not only will the population that we aim to serve stand by and support us, but people will stand by and support us. The general public, the donors, everybody will. Yeah. My vice president is a person that sees my struggles daily. My secretary, her mother, her granddaughter, or grandmother, and her father were all in wheelchairs at different periods in their lives. She's seen the struggle. My treasurer, she never realized, and she told me this, she never realized what we went through until she dated an amputee. My co-treasurer is an amputee like me. She's a sorority. We know we're not suits. We're not the big guys at other serious nonprofits that have big corporations behind them and big donors and millions of dollars. We're not them. We're you.
Yeah.
We've been there. We've done that. We know what you need. We know what you want. At least in the broad sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not specifics, but in the broad sense. We know how you've been treated. We're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to let you take it anymore. Okay? This is what we did. Can I guarantee these results every time? No, I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
I have permission from the contractor, P&M Development, by the way, in Beckley. ACEs. All right? 100% fully ADA compliant, inspections, all 9 yards. Okay? We're doing this right. I'm not going to be a nonprofit disability and not do things right. Mm-hmm. This is going to be 100% ADA compliant. All the way. Inspected by the city twice, everything. Okay? Can I guarantee these results every time that you call in and say you have an emergency? No, I can't. But I can guarantee you. As we like to say in West Virginia, by God, we will do everything in our power, everything to stand by you. That's a promise. And saying that, mentioning God, mentioning Esther 4:14, I will not take that lightly. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm. So, something I will say, even that I've been affected by at certain times, I'll say that in my thinking, right? We really don't think about things until we're around it or affected by it, you know? And I mean, that's a big point that you've already made. And I'm like, even we had a conversation the other day where we talked about some communication skills, right? And I kind of had this thought whenever we had that conversation, because one big thing about what I do in working with consumers and things like that is meeting an individual where they're at.
Right.
You know, I got to find the way that they're going to learn it correct.
Exactly.
This way don't work. I got to pivot and move,
exactly.
You know, all that good stuff. And so I always feel I'm pretty good at that, where we were talking about body language and stuff like that. And the way that I was saying it, I felt like I was doing my best to not really make it any different, right? Mm-hmm. Where it was different in that conversation, right? Because me making it like that, not making it as specific as possible to the situation, was almost in a manner to me doing the same thing, you know, of not meeting an individual where they're at. You know, it's almost
it didn't come across that way. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come across to me that way, right? Because you did throw in there, because I'm in a chair, use my hands to get a point across. Look, this is what we did.
Mhm.
Okay, things like that. Very tailored to me. So that didn't come across that yet. But you have a point. I've encountered,
Yeah.
while we're talking. I mean, quit looking at my leg.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I know how women feel with large breasts now. Eyes up here. All right. Sorry, but it's the truth.
Mhm.
All right. I've encountered people grabbing my chair while I'm sitting in the hallway or while I'm rolling slowly, grabbing my chair and just start to push me and say, hey, can I help you?
Yeah.
And that's my body. This is my body. I don't run up and push you down the hall.
Right.
So, yeah. And that's one of the programs that we have planned. Public education, Mountain State, I forget exactly how I got it worded. All this information is on will be on our website. It's under construction and on our Facebook page, West Virginia Disabled Inc. But we want to teach things to the public, things that disability etiquette, for example, things we just talked about. Please don't do these things. Okay. The first thing, foremost, people with a disability, as a friend of mine who's the head of the amputee support group in Beckley said, are still people with potential. No matter what our physical disability is, we're still people with potential. You think blind people can't do anything? Stevie Wonder, Ronnie Millsap, ring a bell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You think physically disabled people in a wheelchair can't do anything? Stephen Hawking, ring a bell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are people. We do have potential. Some people, I'm not saying on purpose, I'm saying unknowingly even. They don't even realize they're doing it. Dismiss us.
That's kind of the point that I made. Like people who don't have to deal with that, a lot of times don't even realize when they're in a way being disrespectful, And
they say things like, man, I understand where you're coming from, man. I had knee surgery and I couldn't move through it.
Yeah.
You still got your leg.
It's not the
Or
same.
when I go to the doctor and I tell them, look, my hips hurt from sitting. When I stand up, legs starting to get contracted, which is why we're going to get a leg. I just found out I can get a good leg too. I have hip pain. I have back pain sitting in the chair. I have stomach pain, incredible nerve pain at times, bone pain, muscle pain. You go to the doctor. Of course, no doctor really wants to help you unless you go to pain clinic, and then it's hit or miss. But medical professionals like to say, I understand. And I have, in the past, under a short leash, said, really? What are you missing? What did they cut off of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's only one medical profession that I know personally that doesn't understand. Okay, and she's missing a thumb. All right, there's only one that I know personally. You might have empathy, you might have sympathy, but you don't understand. And that does hit.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, it does. Because it's just, it hits. So yeah, we want to teach disability etiquette. Another program we got is accessibility evaluations. Business calls us up and says, hey, we think we might be a little friendlier to people. Can you come in and evaluate us? So we go in and we look at everything, every door, every bathroom, ramps, all 9 yards. Give them a grade, A, B, C, D, E, F. This is what you do to improve, if they so desire. These are things that if you don't bring things to light, they're not seen. Invisible things are not seen. And sadly, this whole situation, disability rights, disability help, disability advocacy, whatever you want to call it, has been sadly invisible on paper for decades and painfully obvious to those of us who live it.
Right.
So join the movement. Hashtag breaking every barrier.
Just as like even just like a small little educational session right here. I see the ramps, and then we have like places like this where you can't really get through certain parking spaces or ramps at stores and stuff like that. What are some other barriers that individuals might not think of that people are going through?
The insurance mess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I fell right after my amputation. As you can see, I wear glasses. I was on Medicaid because I was awaiting disability. Guess what? Medicaid doesn't pay for glasses. 2 years, I went blind. I can see and I wore reading glasses. But an inconvenience to some, and accessibility barrier to me.
Right.
No glasses for 2 years. My organization aims to correct that with a program that's going to go called Mountain State Small Access or Small Fund. Sorry. Precise name eludes me at the moment. I'm just learning these myself. Like I said, we just launched Wednesday, okay? But basically what it boils down to is a microgrant. You need glasses and you're a physically disabled person, you're in this situation, we send you to a doctor that we've already arranged with. We send you to a company that we've already arranged with. You get your glasses.
Yeah.
All right. You need a wheelchair, you're in between wheelchairs. Medicare and Medicaid only pay for every 5 years for a wheelchair. Now, I don't know if it's in the last 5 years. Probably not. So in between, you're in 3 years in, wheelchair bust, microgram. So just all these things, it's just,
Which
those kind of barriers. And that's something, okay, well, that's not a barrier. That's not a ramp that's too steep. That's not a ramp that's broke. But if I don't have a wheelchair, it's a barrier. I can't get out and do the things that I want to do. So,
What kind of expanding on that, I wanted to ask too. Just a couple minutes ago, you mentioned that you were getting a good leg. A lot of people would kind of like in our mind think like an individual who is an amputee getting a leg. Okay, they got them a leg, they're in a better situation. But like, is there a distinction? Good leg, bad leg? Like,
there is. Can I be a little graphic? Okay. I was given what I like to call a peg leg. It's your basic leg. Nothing against it. It works for some people. It doesn't work for me. This is personal preference. I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm not telling anybody to not do this. Do not let anybody tell you what to do as far as your disability is concerned. If you want to walk, walk. If you don't want to walk, that's fine and dandy too. I haven't done it for 2 years. Okay. I just feel the need, the desire, and the motivation to walk. So, what I call a peg leg. Socket goes on. Basic hinge knee. If you can think of a hinge on a door, basic thing, same thing, same principle. Leg, foot. All right. The problem with this is when you walk, you have to walk like this. You have to kick this leg out. Make sure that the bottom leg goes up. Plant your foot. Make sure your knee is locked. Take a step. Okay. Okay. That's not walking.
Right.
To me, that's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to be so blunt.
And even
But
on
that's
that
what it
other,
is.
you feel
Right.
on the other hip
Right.
side too.
It's uncomfortable. It's unsafe. I have to do it with the walker. It's going to take 6, 8, 10 months, 2 years to get that muscle memory so I can do it on my own.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I just found out that Medicare, Medicaid laws changed. If you have the desire, the will, the motivation, the strength, the dexterity to do it, they really can't deny you. So I'm going after an autoboxy leg, which the socket reads the muscles and the nerves in your leg every 50 to 100 times a second. All right. If you're familiar with the below the knee amputation, you still have a knee, so you can walk a lot easier.
Right.
This leg does what your leg over here does. It reads your numbers, your nerves, and when it senses that you're moving, it moves with you. To stretch out the bottom part of your leg just like this. This one thing is not only walk, but to walk on uneven terrain, gravel, snow, mud, and best of all, dance with my granddaughters.
There you go.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I also want this because I want people to know being disabled, having a disability, as I like to say, I am not disabled. I am other able. Your life doesn't have to stop. Okay? Push forward.
Absolutely.
Go after what you want. I went from nothing, living in a house with my son and his daughter, gracefully, thankfully, prayerfully, they had a different family. We'd have been homeless. But we had to live with them for 2.5 years, and it was crowded, and it was tough. And we went from that, and God took us to what we're doing now. And my wife is 100% behind me, even though she's not involved with the organization. She still supports me 100%. And I like to shout out to her because she's put up with late nights, frustration, and aggravation since this thing's been born. So,
I miss you. I miss it.
yes.
So going to the next thing, speaking on like on the overcoming obstacles side, right? I mean, if you don't mind speaking about it. You kind of said you went through a rough time there, on like the mindset shift side, like what were some things? I know, like you said, like that conversation and things like that kind of motivated you, but like what were some things that helped you shift that mindset to a more positive side?
Honestly, one of the things was coming here every day and being forced to listen to gospel Google. I didn't want to listen to that stuff at that time. But I never said anything. I just took it in. And it started bringing me back to the things that I knew I believed in.
Yeah.
But I was a Jonah. So the fact that I got fed up, finally had enough, I started thinking about other people. And what do other people do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation that I had was very, very well known with a person that is influential. And in so many, I'll tell you the exact conversation. No, I won't call him like that. He'll know what I'm talking about. Basically, in so many words, told me that more important things were happening in this city than my rights. And by my rights, he means our rights. So I decided, okay. I do not mean to offend anyone with this comment, because I stand wholeheartedly behind civil rights. Everybody has the right to this, laid down by Congress. It's not an idea. It's not an opinion. It's not a suggestion. It's there. For example, the civil rights movement of the 60s, the civil rights movements of the LGBTQ community. I stand fully behind it. Everybody has that right. While I may not agree with certain stances, everybody has the same rights, period, in the story. Politics aside, okay? Why have our rights not been enforced in the same way that other groups have? I finally got enough. And I looked it up, I researched everything. ADA says this. That is law, written by Congress, enacted as law.
Mm-hmm.
I aim in the most peaceful way possible to ensure that they're enforced. The law's there. I'm not asking to change laws. The laws that are written are great. The law says that this ice chest has to be moved. Not should be. Not you want to be a nice guy, do it. It has to be. If it's not, it's a civil rights violation. It's one of the things we need to change. So that frustration, that anger, that crushing, as the Bible says, how do you make olive oil? You crush the olive. How do you make a diamond? You crush the coal. How do you make this organization? You crushed us. We lived, we learned, and here we are.
So on a community involvement side, I like to always ask this question for individuals who have their own organization and things like that. What would you like for the individuals inside the community to work on? One, and then also for individuals who may want to get involved, how can those individuals get involved?
For the community, quit making excuses. If I tell you, if we tell you, if anybody tells you, hey, could you guys make this ramp a little less steep? Don't say things such as, why are you singling us out? That business over there has the same thing. I'm not singling you out. I'm pointing it out because that way you can see it real life. Okay? That real life experience trumps everything. For people that are inspired to maybe do their own thing in the same way that this thing kicked off, give you the same advice that Mr. Donald Burton gave me. I approached him with the idea. First words he ever said was run with it. Okay? And anything you need, If I can do it, I'll help you. And that's anything you need. If I can do it, I'll help you. Okay? Pay it back. Pay it forward. Most importantly, do not let anybody ever tell you can't do something. Okay? You find a way. For example, I have a 5-year-old grandson. Haven't been able to drop a fish line in the water with him. I don't know if you guys go fishing, but if you do, you know how hard it is to get to areas where you can't fish in a wheelchair. And it's the areas that you can get to have been overfished and you ain't going to catch nothing. I was speaking of the lending library. I've already got 3 electric wheelchairs donated to it. People can come in, borrow a piece of equipment for a day, a week, hunting season, I'm hoping. If we have enough equipment, credit card laid down, don't want anybody steal from us. They come back, they get their credit card, they don't pay anything for this. Okay, it costs $50 for a scooter at the fair. I know, I've done it. It's an amazing thing if you're disabled. If you don't have $50 though, you can come to us, get a wheelchair, power chair, hopefully, depending on availability, take it to the fair, have a great day with your family, come back. You want to go fishing and you don't have access? I hope to have 3 of these in our library eventually. This is a long-term project. I'm hoping everybody can see this. This is an action track wheelchair. This is a wheelchair that will go anywhere. Okay? Like I said, I don't know. I'm hoping that everybody can see this. All right.
Well, if you can't see it, it is a wheelchair that has tracks on
Like
the
a tank.
bottom. Yeah. So, and
The best thing about this wheelchair is the bottom, if it tilts going down a hill, okay, you're going to fall, right? No, this thing lifts the seat up to keep you in, okay? They have a hunting one, which I hope to have, that takes a disabled person, a bilateral amputee, a paralyzed person, somebody that can't stand up, and it stands them up so they can shoot. All right? Now, if you love to fish, if you got fish blood in your guts, if you got deer blood in your guts, and you're in an accident, you lose your leg, you get paralyzed, is it not worth whatever it costs to give that person his life back, even on a part-time basis? Is it not worth it? Dream big. Play it carefully.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, that is like something too. I didn't know that they had technologies like that, that places made that, even though like I came from, I mean, past jobs that I've worked were construction related. I've seen many smaller pieces of equipment with little tracks on it that may be handheld or small enough. Somebody sits right on top of it doing little work and stuff like that, and never, because I don't experience it, never thought about how that could be transitioned into something different.
And you know, this is big dream. You know, this is, well, if I can get the right funding, this is a year down the line. Without the right funding, we're talking 2, 3. Let's make it happen, people. You know you want to go fishing. You know you want to go hunting. Let's make it happen. Get that word out, all right? But something as simple as my niece, her son, twisted his ankle really, really bad. Now, imagine I have a left leg. They have this scooter type thing. You don't put your foot on it, you put your knee on it. And you can scoot around the house, you're not putting weight on that ankle. She has to buy one. Offhand, I don't know how much they are, but I'm guessing they're more than $100. She asked around, does anybody have one? No, she could get one cheaper. I messaged her and I said, see, this is one of the things I want to do with my lending library. Something as simple as that. Saves the family money, gives the child relief for however long they need it. What did it cost them? Nothing. What did it cost me, our organization, my board? A little time, a little energy. All right? But at the end of the day, like David, we'll dance for our king. So that's what it's all about. And when I told a couple amputees, I'm sorry, I don't know very many other physically disabled people in the sense of spinal cord injuries. I know a few, but not real well personally. I don't know a lot of blind people, don't know a lot of deaf people. My physical disability definition includes everyone, including people such as you've got AFib, you can't get around your house real good, you can't get around in public real good, you can't breathe, your heart taxes you, you can't get disability because you're not disabled enough. Yeah, I've heard that one. guess what? We aim to step in and help you.
Sure.
Physical disability, my definition includes everyone with a physical disability, not just an amputee, every religion, every creed. Nobody's going to get turned away. All right. If I can't help you, we're going to send you to somebody that can. So, that being said, the people that I've told about these lending libraries things, I think it's amazing.
It truly is.
If we can get the word out, okay, the right people will stand with us. The right donors will stand with us. But I need to get the word out. I have a Facebook page. I post daily. I just asked somebody if they'd be willing to do a weekly recap on Fridays to make it more professional, to make Fridays at least accessibility friendly until I can get my website ADA compliant up and running. I'm running out of time. I need volunteers. There's going to be a Facebook post out tonight asking for volunteers in Southern West Virginia. 2 types. I want field reporters. You go out and you document things like this. Go out and document things like this. And then I want local volunteers directly to help me with administrative tasks. And I want a volunteer in each county. At least one. Preferably a lot more. Volunteers coordinate things for me for that county. What's your need? How urgent is your need? If I have a greater need in McDowell County, which I feel I will because disability rates are a lot higher there, and inaccessibility rates a lot higher, I will have a satellite office. I will go there. If it's McDonald's in the beginning, I will go there. It's a public library in the beginning. I will go there 2-3 days a week, whatever I can get. This is not only going to serve. This is Beckley. This is the 11 counties that are classically known as Southern West Virginia. Boom, McDowell, Mingo, Summers, Mercer, on and on. Okay, Raleigh, Fed, Greenbrier. It's on our website, or it's not on the website. It's instructions on our page. If you have any questions, scan the QR code. Get the information to us. We will answer everyone. We're happy today. If anyone wants to sing this fiber all night. But yeah, so get the word out, get the word out, get the word out.
I mean, it is a great thing. I mean, even on the basis, kind of like how you say, wants to work, it's how things that can help. I mean, I'm sure there are
imagine God did this with nothing but a dream and a few esters. Okay? 0. I ain't got a dime. Be honest with you, we ain't got a dime. All right? Not a dime.
Got a mission.
Okay? I got a vision, I got a mission, and I got in front of me, guiding, beside me, taking care of me, and behind me, got my back. Okay? That's what we got. That's all we got at this point. Imagine with the proper funding, the proper support, what we can accomplish. All right? Donors, potential donors out there, if you're watching this, I'm coming for you. I'm going to ask for big money, and imagine what we can do with it. I will show you documented need. I will show you evidence. I will show you what we did without anything. I will show you what our plan is. I will show you what our fiscal responsibility is that we have built in. Sir, I have fiscal responsibility built in there that it takes 3 people to go to the bank and do a cash withdrawal over $100. So there's not going to be any of this as there is and found out in other organizations, embezzlement, people collecting in their pocket, and this, that, and the other. This cell phone, my business cell phone, I've got call forwarding for my personal phone. It's $9 a month insurance. I don't have to pay for the line. I don't have to pay for the phone. Okay? It's good enough for 36 months. Unless some lucky company out there, Optimum first, AT&T second, or reversed, or whoever, T-Mobile, you want to donate some goods to us? Sure. But that's the kind of fiscal responsibility I'm looking at. All right. Me as the executive director of the board or of the foundation organization, I will have a very good laptop. My other board members will have a laptop if they need it. And it will be what they need. No extravagance. When it comes time to lease or buy a company vehicle will have only 3 requirements. Big tires, good tires, we're in West Virginia. Good GPS, we're in West Virginia. High lift, we're in West Virginia. Other than that, don't need leather seats, don't need heated steel wheel, don't need 8 speakers, don't need none of that. That's what I need, and that's what I need. We're doing this. Very first donor I go to, I'm going to ask for big money because I want to have my first year of infrastructure budgeted and paid for. So that I can go to my next donor and my next donor and my next donor and say 100% of your donation is going to go to a program, development, implementation, and action. 100% guaranteed. You know why? Because I'm paid for the first year budget already. All the overhead's already paid. All my supplies, all my office space, marketing, everything. Employees, everything. It will be covered the first year. I mean, like I said, dream big, carefully.
Yeah. Yeah. We're moving, you getting closer and closer.
Trying,
moving quick. So you said it's through lived experience. Okay. So what like immediate advice would you give to an individual kind of that was in your situation? You know, you were not an individual who was always an amputee, but now you are.
Right.
Okay. Mindset, you know, it's rough at that point in time. Right after that, on the mindset side, of course, the physical side, like, what are initial advices that you're giving that individual?
If I can in any way inspire,
or maybe you think of it of yourself.
If I can in any way inspire someone, do not get to the point where I was. It's not, quote unquote, that bad. Yeah, it's devastating. It really is. You lose a leg and your whole life changes. Not to be uncouth or anything, but I had to learn to go to the bathroom a completely different way because of the way I sit now. Okay? So it changes your entire life and everything about it. Okay? But it's not that bad. All right? You can get over it in the sense that you can move forward. Will you ever get over the fact that you lost this or that you're paralyzed, or that you can't do this in the way that you want to? No. But as I said, it's not a disability. You are not disabled. You are other able. You can do the things that you used to do. You just got to figure out how. And don't let anybody tell you you can't. Okay? Do it. I was told, oh, you can't do this, and you won't be able to go to the store because you don't have a wheelchair van. Well, I figured out how to get me a little SUV, sit on swing my wheelchair right up in there. Okay? Figure it out. There's a way.
Yeah.
If you've got the will, there's a way. And if you don't have the will, I'm here to tell you. Look at me. All right? I went from an amputee in a very, very, very dark place. And today, this is what we accomplished. Okay? Look at what we've done. If I can inspire you in any way, if you have any questions, any advice from me you would like, my email is curtis@wvdinc.org. West Virginia, Dink. Everybody has an Uncle Dink. I know I did. It's easy to remember. wvdinc.org. Email me. Ask me your questions. I will answer as I can. So I've been there. I've done that. I got the help that I needed. I'm here to pay that forward.
And then with we're going to be bringing this to an end soon, but I want to ask before we go, outside of like, okay, I'll think of like on like a personal regard, right? Because it's just something I thought about earlier. You said things like an individual might like, look down at you or something like that. What are ways that you suggest for an individual to meet people where they're at in those circumstances?
First, realize we're all human. We were all created in the image of God. So, Mikey, if you're developing any sounds, and I look at you in any way other than a human being created in the image of God, I'm insulting not only you, I'm insulting God. If you try to remember that in every conversation, in every meeting, in every instance with other people, even if they're perfect people, normal, it will take you a far, long way. Now, this is nothing that I've known. This is something I've learned recently. I'm a lot different person than I used to be. And people that know my past, I'm sure you're shocked. But this is real. This is for real. This is something I want to last for a very, very, very long time. But to get back to your question, realize they're not this, that, or the other. They're a person just like you.
Mm-hmm.
They got the same feelings, the same expectations, the same wants, the same desires that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in a different form, maybe a different goal, but they're just like you. So whether it's black, white, Chinese, Japanese, physically disabled, developmentally disabled, poor, rich, I don't care what it is. Creed, religion, I don't care. Gay, not gay, doesn't matter. Okay? We're people.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And it's about time we all stood together and quit letting people divide us. All right? Stand for the things that matter. Your neighbors. Come on, West Virginia. What are we known for? Neighbors. All right? Let's stop the crap. All right?
Mr. Yearego, wonderful message, wonderful organization. I wish you the world.
Thank you.
Okay, because you're fighting a great battle.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I appreciate you guys. You know how much.
If you don't mind too, hold the QR code up again too. So
go ahead and scan this. This is on our website or on our Facebook page. It's my personal page also. If you go there, like I said, you'll see it. Can't miss it. Got a wheelchair guy on there. Got our company colors on there. And scan it, fill that form out, get us the documentation. Imagine the right funding, the right support, the right documentation. We will transform Southern West Virginia. My long-term goal, Southern West Virginia will be the most accessible, friendly region in the nation. Not the state, the nation. West Virginia has been last in far too many categories for far too long. We aim to be number one in this one. I want people from Oklahoma calling us saying, how do we do this?
Yeah.
All right. I want us to be the go-to. All right. So let's make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
I can't make it happen without you.
Oh, yeah. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you,
on the
thank
Summit Collective side, we do have a shoe drive going on right now that will be taking place beginning of April.
Yeah.
Okay. Please donate if you can. We'll take any type of lightly worn shoe. We do have individuals here that if they are a little bit dirty, we'll clean them right on up and bag them up with a little sticker on it with the size, ready to go. So any shoe that you may need to donate. Yes. You can call into the office. Here, you can call Mr. Burton's number. You can reach out to us, send comment in the socials or send us a message on socials. We can send somebody out there to come pick any shoes up. At different times throughout the year, we also have things like coat drives, hoodie drives, stuff like that. So we take it. Thank y'all very much.
Reach out. Great people, great organization.
Thank you.